2, 1, and we are live. What the hell is all that? Okay, I can't. Can you see all this stuff? Pardon us, folks, for a second.
I see everything.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, welcome to our live stream of In the Paint, live stream on YouTube. My name is Roddy Jones. I'm your host / moderator, and of course, joining me is the man that created the show, that be Mr. Mark A. Cunningham. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good, brethren.
That's right. That's right. You already know. Let me see. I got my man out in North Carolina. Where are you?
I'm outside. Can you hear me?
You on your deck? What do you have?
I got a back room, a patio.
Oh, okay. There you go. I see you now. No, because before all I saw was like a blank screen. I'm like, okay, where the hell is he at?
Just for you guys, I got tired of doing the wire thing. I went out and bought some earbuds so I could move the damn thing further away, but it's still close. Y'all hear me good though? Okay. I never used these.
I hear you clear. Right. Clear. All right, let's see. Is Chandler there? Is he there? I don't know. Okay. Oh, he is there. Why am I looking up at your? Is that a camera?
No, it's my ceiling. I'm just laying down.
Oh, okay. All right,
I
got you.
Down.
Yeah, I can imagine. You've been pulling them long ass hours at work. That's why.
Yeah. Well, I'm finally working from home, but I'm just doing more hours now.
That's good.
That's great. All things considered, with that long ass ride home, you know what I'm saying? Paying like, how much did you say you paid? Like $200?
Depends on the day.
Jesus. Okay. Well, it's good to have you guys, on with us today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about sports wise. First thing we're gonna get into is the devastating ACL injury. I think it was the left knee with the Cleveland Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr., which he suffered that this past weekend. I don't know, man. I just got a bad feeling about this. And I could be wrong. I just got a bad feeling because it's the second major injury, in his career. And I know probably, you guys might think, well, the world of medicine has done marvels, and and also the fact that let me bring this gentleman in here after he accepted my email. Good, the snowman is here with us tonight. How you doing, brother?
I am well. How are you guys doing tonight?
What's up,
Excellent. Brian? Excellent, brother. Good to have you on.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Also, just talking about Odell Beckham and his injury. They're doing wonderful things in modern science. I get it, but at some point, it's going to take an effect on his career. I really believe that. I mean, it's just two of them. In recent years, it's not like it happened 10 years ago. No, in recent years. So I got a bad feeling about this. I don't think I'm not gonna say he's not gonna come back, but he's definitely not gonna be the same player. He's not gonna have that. I don't think he's gonna have that explosiveness. Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's not even gonna be close to being the same player because what you're gonna lose with OBJ and what has set him apart since his days as LSU is his explosiveness.
Right.
He won't be able to. How can I describe it?
Separate.
He won't be able to. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. He won't be able to get the separation from his defender that he is so used to getting because he can take 2 steps off the ball, get by his defender, and the next thing you know, you're eating a cloud of grass and a cloud of dust as he catches a pass on his way to the end zone. So he's definitely not going to be the same receiver. 2 of them within 4 years, that's tough.
Very. Good point. Matt,
he hasn't been durable most of his career. Starting from his rookie year till now, I think he's only played 16 games twice.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
that's
like Brian was saying. He loses his explosiveness, loses his speed, his quickness.
Yeah.
hopefully he can come back, and he'll be 28 soon. So
if you think about it, I can point to 2 plays that identified who he was at his peak, and where he has declined from. The first one is the Sunday night one-handed catch against the Cowboys. The second occurred, I want to say, against Baltimore on a 4th and 1. Eli Manning hit him in stride, and he just smoked his defender. And it was at, I was about to say Giant Stadium, MetLife Stadium. I'm old. But I can point to those 2 plays. I can point to those 2 plays where we saw Odell at his peak, and we haven't seen that since then.
You're right. Let me just bring out, bring in my man. The Bishop is here. What's going on, Bishop?
Same old, same old. What's going on, fellas?
All right.
What's up, Bishop?
What's going on? We have a guest star amongst us.
Superstar. Let our brother plug his show. Go ahead, Bryant.
Okay.
The only people in my family that identify me as a superstar is my grandchildren. That's only because they're like between 8 and 10 years old. But you can catch Snowman in the Morning on Facebook Live as well as tune in every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Just search Snowman in the Morning. I'm also on Full Press Coverage, fullpressradio.com, and my network, the SDM Sports Network, which is preparing to celebrate its 25th year.
All right. Nice, brother.
Thank you. Hey, it's taken a whole lot of humility and a whole lot of hurt to get to its 25th.
I know that's right. Yo,
it's taken a whole lot to get to 25 years. Okay.
I feel you on that. What's up, Mac?
Can I get at Bishop for a hot minute?
Can you get a what?
I gotta take a dig at my brother. He got on the same shirt he had on last Friday.
I'm messing with you. Really?
7 minutes in.
For once, a dig has been taken. Wait a minute. For once, a dig has been taken on a sports show, and at least for the moment, it hasn't involved my crazy ass.
Well, on that note, we got Malik Yoba's cousin, his distant cousin. His name is Malik Yoba.
Here we go again. You guys are so stupid, I swear, man.
Early. Right.
We gotta keep it.
You gotta do that humorous. You gonna do that chapstick commercial?
I'm not messing with this guy today. He's off the hook. Bishop, you be off the hook, bro. Yo, since you talking a lot of smack, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mac. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Cleveland might have a decision to make. They're paying Odell a lot of money.
Cleveland's got 2 decisions to make. The first one's Odell. The other is Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
Right. I think Odell's contract is up after this year or next year.
Okay.
Not this year, but the following year. So they
right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you cut him?
No, you
hit the road, Jack, and don't you? I'm old school. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back anymore.
Oh damn!
No, you trade him.
I'm not mad at that. Chandler, you said trade him?
You trade him because here's the thing: he doesn't fit their offense anyway. What he does best is not what Kevin Stefanski wants to do. And the thing with his explosiveness, that's all well and good, but at a certain point, every receiver loses that, then they have to become good route runners. That was the problem with Des Bryant.
Okay.
He wasn't a precise route runner.
Yep.
So Odell is a very good route runner. So he can
right, and a hard worker.
Right. He can compensate for the lack of quick twitch. By being more precise in his routes.
Yeah.
And I mean, it won't be, he won't separation, but he can still be a really, 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 I mean, he went from say ethereal to just 4 reallys and a good receiver that's still a damn good receiver to have on your team.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I think Cleveland was going to move him anyway. This just makes it easier for them to move him because they can justify it. And trust me, there's some teams that'll take him, even at 28 with 2 ACLs, they'll take him.
Here's a question:
And
do you
and he has
move?
great hands.
That's a tough one.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you move Jarvis Landry as well and just start over, or do you keep Jarvis Landry? Because, as I said, two decisions have to be made. Odell Beckham is one. That's due to an injury. The second, because of ineffectiveness, is going to be Baker Mayfield. Because I hate to say this, at the quarterback position, there's one thing you have to have, and the Chicago Bears understand this problem: consistency. And right now, Baker ain't got it.
Right.
He's consistently bad.
The moving Odell, the moving Beckham might be a day late and $1 short.
Right.
Because you're talking about, 2 injuries, 4 years. I mean, what are they going to get back for him? I know how the NFL is. They'll take a 100th round draft pick, but is somebody really going to look into damage twice? They might have missed that opportunity of getting rid of him just 2 weeks ago. If they were thinking about getting rid of him.
And the New York Giants cut him too late. They should have cut him after the first. Exactly. They should have cut him after the first injury. And the point is, with ACL injuries, especially in football, if you hang on to that player just a tad too long, their value sinks. It doesn't gradually go down. It sinks. It doesn't matter what skills you have. That value sinks. And today, I give you the case of one Everson Griffin, traded for a 6th round pick.
Right.
And he was, once upon a time, one of the more dependable and good pass rushers. Minnesota must have saw something that the Cowboys didn't, because now the Cowboys are shoving them off.
Yeah.
Well,
and what a place for Griffin to land, Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is with Landry, I think you keep Landry because he fits Stefanski's offense. I mean, you can get a 4th rounder. You can get a 4th rounder for Beckham. That's probably about the best you'll get is a 4th rounder. Now, before then, you probably could have got a couple of seconds. You wasn't going to get a first. But the thing is, they can't cut him, so they have to trade him because the cap hit's going to be too much. They're not going to cut him.
Yeah,
but
they did take a chance on him, and last year he was very inconsistent. And now this.
That's a factor of the offense. They run an offense that doesn't fit his skill set. He's in many ways like Antonio Brown. He's a guy that you want to do a lot of play action with. You want to take some shots down, and Kevin Stefanski is all about ball control and running the ball. So he don't fit the damn offense. And Freddie Kitchens was a clown. So, and you got a quarterback who's inconsistent as hell. So I mean, it's a crap stew, honestly, because where I think he's going to wind up, in New Orleans, because it looks like New Orleans is trying to get rid of Michael Thomas. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but Michael Thomas is not feeling them. They ain't feeling him. So if they move on from Michael Thomas, that's a perfect landing spot for Odell, because Sean Payton can use him.
Right.
So where would Michael Thomas land? If they're moving on from Michael Thomas, where would he land? I have an idea of where he might land should the Saints move on from him, by the trade deadline. Do not be surprised if Kyle Shanahan gives a call or gets a call. Because if there's a team besides Philadelphia that's decimated in the receiver position by injuries, it's San Francisco. And yet, San Francisco annihilated the Rams. They annihilated New England. They're going to give Seattle all the hell they can get. But right now, the 49ers are playing the game in January. They're not worried about November and December. They're playing for January. They're playing to just get in with all the injuries that they've had up front. And the fellow you need to watch with San Francisco that's going to really step up on their defensive line is Javon Kinlaw, the rookie out of South Carolina. So if there's a landing spot for Michael Thomas, it could probably be San Francisco.
Why not New England?
Well,
Because I mean, he's
who's going to throw it to
receiver.
him? Who's going to throw it to him?
Listen, Cam has had a couple of bad games. We all know what Cam
Let me
is.
explain Cam. Let me explain Cam Newton, and this is how I've seen Cam Newton for 10 years. He's a phenomenal athlete. Yes. Can he run the football? Yes. Can he throw the football? Pump the brakes. Because the one thing, if you think about his career in 10 seasons, we have not seen him throw, listen to me carefully, a consistent deep ball. And Sunday, he got torched by a beat-up San Francisco secondary. Because if you're playing against a secondary that's as beat up as San Francisco or Philadelphia or in some cases Indianapolis, throw over the top of them. And he
Michael Thomas isn't a down the field receiver. Michael Thomas is a possession guy. So he fits perfectly with what they do. He's a possession receiver. He's not a guy that's going to take the top off. He's a possession receiver.
But I'll repeat my question. Who's going to throw him the football?
I think
Can you really trust in Cam? Can you really trust in Cam Newton as they get into the meat of their schedule? Knowing they have to see the Dolphins, who are rapidly improving. Knowing they have to see the Buffalo Bills. I'm just talking about within their division, because after Sunday they got exposed big time.
Good, Bishop.
In Cam's defense, 3 of those interceptions were his fault. The ball hit the receiver in the chest and just bounced up. So three of those interceptions. The interceptions were deflected, yes, but they are interceptions. Correct.
They are interceptions. And the one thing that Cam has not responded to well in his 10 seasons is defensive pressure. If you come after him, you force him to make a decision really quick.
Well, no quarterback responds well to that. You know, every quarterback responds badly to pressure.
Yeah, I hear all of that. But what about his pre-game and post-game outfits?
Why does everybody care what this man is wearing? I've never understood that. Why does anybody care what this man is wearing?
Than playing.
Because he hasn't done much since Super Bowl 50.
Only Bishop does, actually.
No,
I'll answer the question before I get out of here of why everyone cares about his outfits pre and post game, because frankly, Cam Newton ain't done much since Super Bowl 50.
What's that have to do with what he wears?
Before Dom goes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dom. No, go ahead, Dom, and then I'll go.
No, I was going to say, for somebody
before my Wi-Fi cuts out,
Cam Newton for 10 years. I said this when Cam went to New England. He was going to the Panthers in cold weather. No receivers. A shaky at best offensive line, but with a hell of a worse defense. So to just say, you know, he totally. I'm not going to go that far because, again, look at the team he's on. If you watched him for 10 years, go back to the team he was on in Carolina and name me his wide receiver after Steve said. I'll wait.
How about Greg Olsen? Does he count? Or is that just by
he was probably,
is that strictly, are you talking about strictly wide receivers? Because you have a very valid point with that.
Yes. Yes, strictly wide receiver. And then again, if you track Cam's injuries and his slide, it was a lot due to Olsen being hurt every year because that was his go-to guy. He never had a wide receiver. They've tried a bunch of them, guys. Trust me, I've watched Cam Newton since he came in the league right here in North Carolina. And he's never had a wide receiver.
Where in Carolina are you?
They kept saying they got one.
Where? I think it was a win in Carolina.
Charlotte.
Right from where he played in Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not far.
Yes, sir.
Fayetteville.
I'm not far away from Fayetteville. I'm just outside of Durham.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
See?
I'm up I-85.
Got it.
I'm up I-85 in Henderson. I moved down. My wife and I moved down here a year ago when I got a broadcasting gig, which backfired. But then I later pissed him off when I built my network. Or should I say rebuilt my network?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I'm not far away at all.
We got 3 Carolina guys on the line. Look at us taking over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all could all go to Mayflower for the seafood special.
Wife and I will go to the coast. Say again.
Have you ever been to that food market down in Raleigh? Looks like a
no. We
warehouse.
haven't.
We
haven't had a chance to explore Raleigh yet.
Give him a chance to go down there.
Yet. But I will say this:
we have gone to. No, I'm a food guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We have been to Wilmington to a fresh seafood market to get some swordfish steaks.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
We did.
That ain't bad at all.
A year ago, and then we just went back recently. I have to take off, but gentlemen, a great show as always, and thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Peace out, brother. All right.
All right.
Take care.
Later, Bryant.
Listen, let's still stay in the lane of the NFL. Let's talk about somebody is back in the NFL. Though it says practice squad. You got a practice squad contract with the Baltimore Ravens. Mac, you and I was talking about this offline, and you definitely have some views that you wanted to point out tonight. So with that, I'm going to let you lead off with this one.
Right. Dez Bryant's been out the league for 2 years. But due to injury, he was starting to slide. He was starting to decline a little. Maybe 2 years off and him fully healing from the injury. I know he tried out for Baltimore earlier in the year and they told him, no, go work on your conditioning. So maybe his conditioning is better. But this won't be the Dez Bryant that we saw early in Dallas. He's not going there to be a superstar in Baltimore. Baltimore is 5-1, I believe. And their receivers do. They rank last they rank next to last in receptions and receiving yards thus far this season. But as somebody who can catch the ball and be a good possession receiver for them, which I think is what Lamar Jackson needs, and it's a low risk, high reward move because they're already a good team and they're already a winner. So adding him is fine. I know we got a Jet fan on our Twitter feed, right? We don't need Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant going to a good team is. We'll see if they bring him up from the practice squad and whether he'll help them or not. But it's a low risk, high reward move. It's a smart move because they do need another receiver.
Okay. Anybody else chiming in?
Well, I mean, he to me he's David Boston now, without the speed. Remember David Boston was fast, but he kept getting hurt, and he turned into a big possession receiver. If Dez took that time off to actually learn how to run all of the route tree rather than the one damn route that he knew how to run, I think he can. I think he can be a big piece for them. He won't be the star, but he'll be a huge piece for them. And as far as the Jets go, Dez Bryant wouldn't be a bad fit on the Jets simply because if you truly want to see what Sam Darnold can be, giving him a guy who can actually catch the damn ball may help him. And again, not as a star, but just a guy who can catch the ball. Because like I told you, Jameson Crowder catches everything but what he's supposed to catch. I told y'all Bashard Perriman was trash. And Denzel Mims is still, he just played his first game. So tell me the competent receiver that Darnold has. Now that's if you think you're going to keep Darnold. If you're not going to keep Darnold, and even if you're not, if you're going to get Trevor Lawrence, having a guy like Dez to throw to who's going to run the route correctly and actually hold on to the ball. Listen, guys that can actually catch the ball are worth their weight in gold right now, whether they can get separation or not.
Right. Okay, good point.
I don't understand the practice squad. I mean, if he was that needed and there was a spot for him, Nobody else. Chandler brings up a great point. Our Jets need a wide receiver, not on the practice squad, on the actual football field.
For sure.
I'm not. Is it a day late? Is it a day late? The dollar short guy. He's 31 years old. He ain't played in 20 years. I don't know. He's got a lot to prove. So it's a Mark's analogy of high risk and low risk, maybe reward. Again, I don't understand if he was that good and they needed him that bad at 5-1. Why is he on the practice squad? Or why didn't somebody else pick him up? Like, let's say, New England with Cam Newton or the Jets with some team. I mean, and this is on the cusp of Odell Beckham going down. So, again, when you look around the league and where his availability was needed and didn't get a phone call to a practice squad, I don't know. I'm just saying.
But Dom, the teams you're talking about have consistently made bad decisions on receivers anyway. I mean, Cleveland consistently makes bad decisions. Belichick has never, outside of Randy Moss, has never wanted to have any sort of big name at the receiver position. So it makes sense why they didn't take him to New England, because listen, his reputation still follows him. The reputation of him being, this guy that's hard to deal with and all of that plays a part too. And I think it's just a better fit for him in Baltimore. They like him. They understand him. John Harbaugh can work with him. And I think that's the type of coach he needs. So we don't know who reached out to him, but I think he wanted to go to Baltimore all along, simply because that's actually the best fit for him. He can take his time on the practice squad, learn the playbook for a couple of weeks, get his conditioning right. And then, I mean, you don't need him right now. You actually won't need Dez to get close to the playoffs. So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like having a guy coming off the injured list. You build him up, you get him ready, and then you bring him, say, around December, as of when I think they'll actually put him on the squad, is around December.
Right. Okay.
I mean, the other side of what Chandler's saying is, Belichick has always been that one guy to go out on a limb on somebody, and I think maybe his age and, again, the availability around the NFL. Yeah, injuries, the availability around the NFL. I don't know. I mean, I hope it works out for him, don't get me wrong, but 31 years old, injuries. He was losing a step or two or three or four or five prior to him disappearing.
Right.
So, hey, good luck. I mean, I wish the Jets would have got him just to see what he has left. If anywhere he'd have got some run, would have been on the Jets.
Yeah. Well, he you know what? I think what Chandler said, especially in regards with Des Bryant, joining the Jets. You got to give, the quarterback that knows something, to throw to. I totally am 100% on board with that, because the Jets receivers are just trash. That's just what it is. And they have a Des Bryant, that they are. And even they have a Des Bryant at 31 and hasn't played in the league for 2 years is light years better than what they have currently at that wide receiver depth. You understand?
They had a receiver currently in Carolina, light and shit.
Like you said, but like you said, had. You know what I'm saying? That's the operative word right there. Had. They don't have it no more. You understand? But again, like I just said, even Bryant at 31 years old, not playing for 2 years, is light years better than what they currently have in that Jet wide receiver depth chart. You understand? So why not? You know what I'm saying? It's a shame that didn't happen. He's over in Baltimore, and that's where he wanted to be. Obviously, you understand, because there was rumors before about bringing him in. You know what I'm saying? So why not? It makes perfect sense.
And boy, is Robbie Anderson showing his what. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he's almost averaging 100 yards a game.
Right.
I ain't mad at him. I got him in my fantasy. Right.
With Teddy Bridgewater. Go ahead, Max. Sorry.
No. And you're right, with Teddy Bridgewater. I got Anderson in 3 of my fantasy leagues.
He's lighting it up. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
So, What can I say? Bishop, my man, you got something to say on this one, or are you just chilling out?
No,
nah?
I'm just chilling.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I was waiting for you to mention AB.
Like I said, that's amazing that you have nothing to say. This is like holy crap, this is a moment right here.
What exactly are you trying to say?
I'm
saying what I'm saying, bro.
Well, not hearing from Bishop makes me wonder if I wasted 30 minutes of my life. Come on,
I'm trying to tell you, it's like amazing.
All right. Okay.
I know I'm gonna pay for this at some point during this broadcast. I'm gonna pay for that.
Absolutely. Make no mistake about it.
I already know this. And speaking of next segment, let's do that. We're gonna change lanes and go in the Major League Baseball. As you can see, New York Yankees, they got some big off-season personnel decisions to make. Do they resign AL batting champ DJ LeMahieu? Starting pitchers Masahiro Tanaka and James Paxton. Well, let me just start this out. Yes. 50-50 and no. Yes to LeMahieu. 50-50 on Tanaka, because and there's some personal feelings that I have for, you know what I'm saying? It's like I always love Masahiro. You understand? Because to me, more times than not, yes, he has those bad games, but when it's time for a must-win opportunity for the Yankees, and he's on the mound, he normally comes through. You got to give that to him. Mm-hmm. Yep. You understand? James Paxton, definitely no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know. He needs to go. And you got Davey Garcia coming up. You got the guy I'm looking forward to, Clark Schmidt, should be in the major league soon. You know, to go along with even I hate saying J.A. Happ and Garrett Cole, and you got Jordan Montgomery out there. You got Severino coming back. You got Jerman coming back as well. You don't really need this guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to bring him back, especially at the price tag. You know, so bye to him. It should be a no-brainer to bring in to re-sign DJ. You understand? That should be a no-brainer right there. You got to bring him back. And what I suggest they do on the offensive attack is get more like that situational hitting. Guys that are proven to do that. Stop going for the Earl Weaver, the 3-run home run. You know what I'm saying? Stop doing it. You know, advance your base runners, create scoring opportunities. You understand? It's all about situational hitting. You know, so if you're gonna re-sign DJ, get some other guys like that as well. You know, and I know I say that, and people are like, well, what about this guy? How are you gonna move this guy? How are you gonna somehow get it done? But bring in guys that that can employ situational hitting. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my thing. So I'll let you guys chop it up.
You're right on that. They need DJ because he's versatile. For one, they should re-sign him, and like you were saying, they need to abandon the 3-run waiting for home runs, which is basically what most of the major league does. They wait for the home run, and it's ridiculous. DJ LeMahieu, we know the boy can flat out hit.
Exactly.
So they need to re-sign him.
Yeah. What about Tanaka and Paxton?
I would bring back Tanaka. I don't know about Paxton. Right. And then again, I don't know about I don't know about Tanaka either, you know.
I get it.
You know.
No, but I understand what you mean. Trust me. That's why I said 50-50. You know,
right.
But I do hold you know, a kind spot for him because, you know, my heart, because the guy, more than likely, he comes through. When they need to win, they put him on the mound. He may not get you a complete game. He'll get you 5-6 decent innings. You understand? You bring this guy back at the back of your rotation, you know, like maybe a 4. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty that'd be a pretty smart investment. You know?
Right. On my page are Brian Hickman, Our brother Bryant said the Yankees need to get rid of that home run or nothing bullshit first.
Exactly.
Then start on personnel.
Mm-hmm.
My brother Ray, he said both can go, and he said DJ has to get signed.
But we know the Yankees are not going to get rid of that. Brian Cashman already said that he doesn't have a problem with their philosophy. They're sticking with it. So everybody can just listen. You can just stop hoping that the Yankees start actually getting guys who can hit, because Brian Cashman is going to die on this hill. Okay, this is the hill he's picked to die on. All right. You heard that. I'm sure you guys saw the interview with Didi where he said Aaron Boone is nothing but analytics and Girardi managed by his gut. Even though everybody called him Joey Binder, Girardi managed far more, basically by the seat of his pants, or just going off his gut, than he did in analytics, which is part of the reason they got rid of him, because he was constantly fighting with the analytics department. But J Happ is not coming back. He's talked his way out, and I'm glad he did, because he kept whining and well, I didn't know he was gonna put me. Dude, you're a veteran major league pitcher, but you need your handheld. The biggest issue with James Paxton is not stuff. It's between his ears. Because when Paxton has his good fastball, when he has his good fastball, he pitches completely differently. He uses breaking stuff and he wins. On the days when he doesn't have his plus fastball, where he's only about 94, right, rather than 97, it's like he forgot how to damn pitch. He's like, well, I can't really pitch if I don't have velocity. No, it's called pitching, not throwing, you clown. Right. It's called pitching. Okay?
Right.
So he's got to go. Tanaka, I would bring back. Trevor Bauer must be signed. You need a stud number 2. I don't trust Luis Severino, because we know that Luis Severino still hasn't learned to pitch yet. Herman, I don't know if the Yankees will bring him back, because whatever he did, at that Christmas party, Hal Steinbrenner has not let go of. Because remember, Major League Baseball didn't even know about it. Okay, the Yankees are the one that reported that to Major League Baseball and had him suspended. So I don't know if the Yankees are going to bring whatever he did. Is Hal Steinbrenner used the word horrific 3 times when he was talking about Domingo Germán? He used the word horrific 3 times. I don't know what he did at that Christmas damn party, but whatever it was he did, listen, it was bad. Because I don't know if he comes back, but to me, the rotation should be Cole, Bauer, Garcia, Tanaka, Montgomery, and then you guys know I always want to go to the 6-man rotation, and then whoever else you want to fill in, Clark Schmidt, Nick Nelson, Domingo Acevedo, whoever happens to kind of force their way through, is what I would do. Yeah, LeMahieu needs to be signed. But I honestly don't believe the Yankees are going to sign him. Some's telling me that DJ LeMahieu is going to be wearing another uniform this coming season. For some reason, I don't trust Brian Cashman to do the right thing there. I don't.
And that would be a crime if you let DJ walk away, because he's their best hitter and he's their most versatile player in the infield. You play him at first, you play him at second, and you play him at third. And injuries happen, so that's a guy you need.
Yep.
And he bats 340 in his sleep.
Well, you know what though? Here's the thing that I gotta give you props for, Chandler. You had told us on the show a while ago that the owner, Hal Steinbrenner, had just basically lowered the bar, so to speak. I couldn't think of the word for a second. And if they don't sign this guy DJ, that's just what it is. They're lowering the bar. You understand? You want to get to the fucking playoffs, maybe get to the AL championship, maybe the ALCS, and watch them lose, and that's a success. This drive for championship number 28, it's going to be hard pressed. You understand? If they go with this current philosophy, it's going to be hard pressed for them.
Right. Like you were saying, I agree with you. The fellas on my page, Ray says Sanchez needs a shrink and is a liability behind the plate. He says Stanton needs to go. He's a medical case.
Okay.
Well, that's because they won't let him play in the outfield. They won't let him play in the outfield. See, did you guys notice what he said? He said that they had started talking about because he was standing around and sitting around so much, which he's not used to. That when he got into a game and started trying to run, he went from sitting. He would sit. Listen, as a DH, you might sit for an hour, and then you're supposed to do what? Burst out of the box.
Exactly.
When Stanton was playing the outfield in Florida, the one time he got injured, he got hit in the face with a ball.
Right.
But he didn't have a lot of leg issues. It's funny how that works. He played the outfield every game.
Right.
I think the guy on your page, Mark.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the guy on your page might want to flip the name Judge with Stanton. What the Yankees may need to do, back to what this conversation was about first. All those pitches are mentioned. If you add a Bauer, sometimes you got to cut your losses before your losses cut you. The wheels are going to come off Tanaka. He had a lot of wear and tear on him before he came to New York.
I'm not gonna lie.
You take the pitches are mentioned. Add maybe Bauer. Hopefully Jermaine comes back. Hopefully Severino's had a year to get his mind right as far as pitching. There's no way in God's green earth the Yankees are going to let DJ LeMahieu go. I just firmly do not believe that. Who they need to let go, damn a shrink. Sanchez got to go because one. Got to limit it. We had this conversation, guys. Remember? What's going to happen if Sanchez can't hit? He can't catch. Well, he's kind of caught up to that theory. He got to go, and that will alleviate another home run or bust. Now you have maybe Voit if he stays. You have Voit, Stanton, Judge. Those could be your 3, 4, 5 hitters, or whatever order they're in. They will be your power hitters. It's time to get rid of these pipe dreams of Warchella being the next Brooks Robinson, Greg Nettles, and some great hitting third baseman in Major League Baseball history. Bring Andrew Hart back. There goes another bat that can hit. Get inside Torres's head, not Sanchez's head, and tell him you don't have to hit a home run every at bat. You was a good hitter until you started swinging for fences. So
exactly.
To think that I think for some strange reason, guys, the Yankees are going to have to mull this over in their head. Does Judge become the DH? Chandler brings up a great point. I'm a baseball guy. I watched Stanton play in Miami. He won the MVP. He didn't win the MVP playing DH. He played the outfield. But you keep throwing guys in the outfield that are, again, a day late, a dollar short. You know, Gardner, I always say it. I love him, but it's time. It's just been time.
It's been time.
And it may be time sooner rather than later with Sanchez. Because not only are we sacrificing defense, we're sacrificing what you guys and me talk about all the time. He's strictly home run or bust. He came into the major leagues hitting 300. What happened? Whatever happened, he hasn't got it right in 2 years, guys. So do you say we need to get a defensive catcher that can put contact with the bat or ball? We don't need a home run. We got 3 guys that can do that. And LeMahieu can do both. He can hit.
You can do both.
Get you a good 20, 22 home runs in a 162 game season. So I think the pitching you mentioned are, if we was to get Bauer, these guys got to go. Tanaka, Paxton, Hap, they got to go. You can have Montgomery that back.
Fair enough.
Just in case one of them go down.
Well, you know what? I want to address something real quick.
Nowhere, guys.
I want to address something real quick. Dom, you brought this guy's name, Aaron Judge, and I'm going to say something really crazy. Cut your losses. I'm sorry. Cut your fucking losses. I know it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, gentlemen. I get it, and you guys can call me nuts and whatnot. But this is a guy that cannot stay on the goddamn field. This is an undeniable fact. Okay, you know, if I made a comparison between him and Greg Bird, I'm just saying. You know, he's reminding me of this guy. He really is. He's reminding me of this guy. It's a tough pill to swallow. I get it. But at the same time, cut your losses. Cut your losses. Because if he goes someplace else, more than likely, he's not going to be playing for them either. You may proceed.
Right. Yeah, thank you, R. I'm going to do what you do. I'm going to play devil's advocate now.
Right.
If I may.
Please.
He hit 52 home runs though.
Okay.
How many years ago?
That's
How
what
many
thank you. Thank you. I'm about to say the same thing, Chandler. Yeah.
Crowd and James will say.
So how many years ago? Just like Chandler said.
So y'all
how
gonna
many years ago did that?
Gonna Janet Jackson him and what?
Yeah.
Me lately,
pretty
right?
much. Yeah, and add and under that add how many games are we going to play this year? You know what I'm saying? Huh? Are we going to play more than 150 this season? Huh?
He played half of 60. He played half of 64. I may not go as far as R. But I'll tell you what.
Right.
Before I'm right behind you, R. I'm tying your sneakers.
Come on.
If you put him at the DH, and this continues, you got to cut your losses. So think about how many games he missed in a 64-game season, guys. We went over this about 2 months ago.
Right.
He missed half 64. When has he played a full season? Even when he hit 50 home runs, he didn't play a full season. And we sit here and talk about Stanton. Aaron Judge, forgive me for saying this, guys, because I'm a Yankee fan. He may become the Yao Ming of baseball.
Boom. I know.
The big man's disease. I'm sorry, but it might be that, guys. He may never play 162 games. So guess what? How long are his options? Can't go to the National League because if he's always hurt, he can't play DH. So you're in a pickle. I like the guy. I don't want to give up on him as quick as Sanchez, but I'm right behind you, Archer.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Enough, maybe. Yeah. Again, sometimes you got to cut your losses before your losses cut you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think, Dom, know that you had it, though. I think that you put Stanton back in the outfield where he's supposed to be. You make Judge your full-time DH. Now, I would let Voit walk personally because the guy I would like to see if they could get a hold of, because I want Aaron Hicks gone. I don't care what they got to do with Aaron Hicks. I'll pack his bags. I'll pack up his house. Okay. I will pay for the move. All right. I want Aaron Hicks gone. All right. I want him gone. But the guy I'd like to see them try to get a hold of is Josh Bell. When we talk about guys who are just RBI guys, Josh Bell's an RBI. He's not a home run guy. He's an RBI guy. The thing is, we need some RBI guys.
Exactly.
Andujar's an RBI guy. LeMahieu's an RBI guy. We need some RBI guys so that when we get into the playoffs and it's a 2-1 game and it's first and second with no outs, how do you not score? Because everybody's trying to hit a damn home run.
There you go.
Okay. For instance, that last I think it was game 3 against Tampa, where you had Frazier and then Sanchez back to back. Oh, Frazier's a high fastball hitter, so he just kept throwing high fastballs, swung through them. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Sanchez, same thing. If you have an RBI guy in that spot, a guy who's just trying to make contact to get the run in, okay, then he's not going to swing at a high fastball, number one, because if you hit it, all you're doing is popping it up. All right, you're not getting on top of a chest hop. You're not getting on top of a neck high fastball. All right, I don't give a damn I'm a great fastball hitter. I don't give a damn how good a fastball hitter you are. Unless you're Vladimir Guerrero, you're not hitting a neck high fast. Now, Vladimir Guerrero, he can swing anything he wants. All right, because he was 1 in a million. But so you need some guys. I would like to see Josh Bell honestly playing first base for Yankees. Now he's not that great defensively. I get that. Or you move LeMahieu to first if they bring him back, and you put Torres at second, which is his best position. I know he came up as a shortstop. He's not a good shortstop. He's lazy at shortstop. He's lazy at short. It's not that he's not a good. He's lazy. So you put him at second, where he seems to concentrate better, and then all you got to do is find a shortstop. And I mean, you got Tyro Estrada, who I think is going to be a hitter at some point. Or if you plan on keeping Urshela, guess what? Urshela can play shortstop. And now you have room for Andujar and Urshela. And then late in the game, you can always slide Urshela to third base and bring in Tyro Estrada or Tyler Wade, who they seem to have a love affair with. Oh, he's so fast. He's so fast. He can't damn hit, but whatever. He can be a defensive replacement.
Right.
The sad thing is, guys, before we go, the Yankees do have options. think they're avoiding the option. I mean, again, we could sit here and talk about Hicks all we want, but why is he the only one other than LeMahieu that shows up in the playoffs? Where everybody goes south, he stays at least a little consistent when the money's on the line. But he was the only one. Him and LeMahieu were the only ones batting over their weight in the whole playoff. How does that happen all the time? If you can find a good, decent, maybe defensive center fielder, then okay. But the thing is, guys, it's the injuries with Stanton. It's the Sanchez cut your losses tonight, because this isn't going to end well, guys. He's going to be a liability on defense, greater than he is on offense, and now the offense is becoming just as big a liability.
Right.
What do you do with him? Again, guys, we had this conversation not long ago. When he stops hitting, where did he go?
Right.
It's sad, but
fellas, I got 2 names for y'all before we go. Brothers on my page, should we bring Didi back? Ray says, should they go after Francisco Lindor? What are y'all thoughts?
I would love that. I would love that, especially if you put LeMahieu at first. I would put Lindor at short. You move Torres to second. We figure it out at third. Like I said, I'd rather have Andujar. That would be great for Lindor. Now, what was the other one?
But Didi back.
Didi's not coming back. I read the
He
interview.
knows it. He said so.
Yeah. The Yankees don't want him back because he doesn't fit the analytics model. But notice he hit 280 this year in Philly. He hit 280, by the way.
Lindor, I would crack the bank for him. This is where the it or get off the pot. If he's available, and he's even hitting, this is where you got to it or get off the damn pot. Because this guy is not only young, he's durable, he's a great defensive player, and he can hit. He's way beyond what Didi is today. Right. Let's just be honest. I like Didi. I live the Yankee. But again, Didi's got one foot on the banana peel and the other one out the door, too. He hit 280 in a 64-game season. Okay, that was good. Don't get me wrong. But Lindor, no, guys. No, you got to probably – his salary and LeMahieu's would have to almost be equal. And now you got an infield. You're right. Put Torres back at second, where his mindset won't have to be shortstop, Andujar at third, and possibly LeMahieu at first. Do you need a home run?
So what do you do with Voit?
He could be a DH.
Do you make him a DH?
Yeah, we're gonna get hurt.
And then you put Stanton back in left.
Right. Yep. Put him back in right.
Exactly.
And
put him in right. He's right field.
Right field.
Well, Judge is a right fielder.
He got to
get rid of Judge. Get rid of Judge. Get rid of Judge. One or the other.
Move Judge to center. Well, no, you don't want to do that. He's already injury prone. So.
Did you not hear what I said? Get rid of Judge. Period. Cut your losses.
Who are you putting at DH?
We said Voit.
I would put Judge at DH first.
Yeah, I would put Judge at DH.
Guys.
So would you trade Voit?
Keep Voit. He could be.
Yes, I would. I would trade Voit because you got Mike Ford. I'd take Ford over Voit.
Yeah, as a backup.
Okay.
Somebody's got to be able to say, I'm good with being a backup. And Aaron Judge got to say, Aaron Judge got to say, boy, that damn Rodney Jones, he got me going to Buffalo. Maybe I want to be the DH. Maybe I'll be the DH. I'm just saying, guys. He may want to invest in that. He may want to invest in Rodney's theory. Be a DH. If not, we got to go.
You got to go.
Right.
I say the hell with the DH. Just
I'll tell
go.
you what, guys. If he can't play 130 games at DH, I'm driving to New York, and wherever R lives, I forgot. He said it last week. He lives in the suburbs somewhere. Yonkers.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna come. If he's gone, I'm coming to find R.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit down right outside Yankee Stadium, have a cup of coffee and toast.
There you go. You know,
it might be that time, guys. It happens. Let's not get all emotional. It happens.
Right.
You know, the wheels come off, even though he's a young man. But that's the scariest part, guys.
That's
not to beat a dead horse at this age and this many problems. I mean, don't be.
Man he's Greg Bird 2.0. That's it.
And you know,
Wow.
Don't be that alcoholic.
Last?
Don't be that alcoholic. Everybody knows you're an alcoholic except you. Sometimes the light bulb has to come on, and you say, "I need help." Yankees might need to reevaluate this. I mean, I know the fans love him. Here comes the judge.
For sure.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. There goes the judge.
Yeah, listen. I love the guy too. Let's not even make a mistake. I love the guy too, but damn it, facts are facts. You know, I'm not the one that made up this narrative about him missing many games during his whole career where he can't even play more than 150 games a season. I didn't make this up. These are facts. You know what I'm saying? And I love the guy.
There's an old saying, the truth hurts, but it heals.
Exactly. The freak. Come on. You know?
Just saying.
Jeez.
I spend my mornings thinking of quotes. So, look, that's a fact. Sometimes you don't want to admit it, but you know what?
That's the problem.
I bet you your timeline is blowing up right
now.
Mac, they probably think me and Ari insane.
And thinking about it.
Right.
But I can live with
thinking about it. I think the best team to move Sanchez to is Cincinnati. Because I still think Gary Sanchez has to get out of New York. He has to get the hell away from the Yankees. I think he can still have a really good career. He's got to get away from the Yankees. Whatever they did to him, whatever's in his head, it is in his head now. He's not the same. He's not even the same hitter he was.
No.
So if you move him to Cincinnati, which Cincinnati I think would give you some decent prospects for him, you move him. You take a look at Yadi Molina on a 1-year deal because the Yankees do have some young catchers coming through the pipeline. Okay. That's the thing. They have some catchers coming through the pipeline.
Right.
So you bring Yadi Molina on a 2-year deal, a 1 year and a 1 year option. You know that Cole is going to love pitching to Yadi Molina. I've yet to hear a pitcher that's thrown to him that ever said they didn't like throwing to him. And again, he's a guy who's going to put the bat on the ball and come up clutch. And if you have to move on, you move on. But at least in many ways, it's an upgrade. Yadi's a far superior defensive catcher, even at his advanced age. He's far superior defensively.
Right.
He's a leader in that clubhouse. And you know what? The Yankees need some guys who have actually won something in that damn clubhouse.
The Yankees could move Sanchez. What was the guy's name? Malik Yobo that was on earlier. They could move him next to Malik in Durham and let him play for the Bulls for all I care. Just get him out of here.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
I had enough of him, guys. Serious.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. Listen, let's do some moving on. We're going to get in the lane of the NBA. This is a lot of fun right here. The first thing we're going to talk about, the Indiana Pacers shooting guard Victor Oladipo wants a max contract. Is he worth it? This should be a very simple answer.
Hell no. Listen, he's a good player. He can play at the he can play at the all-star level. Good two-way player, good citizen in the clubhouse. But Victor, no.
You know what, Max 611? You use the word good like 3 or 4 times, in your statement. And good,
right.
I'm sorry. To me, good doesn't add up to max contract. Period. You understand?
That's why I said
it doesn't
good.
add up. Yeah. So to me, he doesn't deserve that. Will he get it? Well, in today's NBA, probably yes. It wouldn't be shocking. You know what I'm saying? But does he deserve it? Absolutely not. I like the guy as well, but let's be real. Like I said, good is not equal max contract. I thought it was great. You understand what I'm saying? To me, he's a good player, that's been on a bad team or two. So I don't know. I just don't think he's worth the money.
The scary thing about this is this year. That's the scary part. This year,
right?
They're talking about starting on December 18th and December 1st. That's about what 5-6 weeks from today,
right?
And he looked like Bernard King on Bernard King's last couple of years with his legs. And now you're talking max contract, and this guy might not even be max available come December 18th. That's a lot of money to invest in a question. And again, we're talking this year, starting soon, 72-game season. He by wrong time talking about a max contract, guys. When you do the schematics on this, they're going to start training camp on December 1st. There's a lot of teams that are going to be behind as it is, let alone a lot of teams. I'd say a good 8 teams that were in the bubble that are going to be a little behind the time because they just got done playing. A lot of teams like the Knicks, the Knicks might not even have a full roster. What are they going to do? And now you're going to add a question mark? I'll tell you what, guys, I don't think he'll get half of a max contract. Just me. Again, this is a bad year to be trying to pull that trigger. That's my take.
Okay. I hear you.
Like he's a game changer. I'm just saying, it's not like he's a game changer, so it's not like he's taking them over that to the next level. They're going to reach the next plateau. Even when he was in full effect, they still were getting scraped by Cleveland.
Right.
In Toronto, when he was at his best, they still couldn't get past those teams. So they just in a conference that, you know what, unless you can get 2 stars there with him, and nobody's going to Indiana. So
right. Let me ask y'all this. He's making $21 million.
Jesus.
on a 4-year deal. That was worth $85 million that OKC gave him.
Holy crap! Right.
I surrender.
Do you give him max money, which is over $100 million in the $30 million range? Or do you give him a slight? Or do you give him a slight raise to like $25 million a year?
Are you a bad team or a good team? Because that's what's going to determine it.
Exactly.
A bad team is going to give him that $100 million, probably 110, 115. A good team is going to offer him about the same thing, maybe a $10 million increase, so he gets maybe 90. But a bad team, like the Knicks, like the Pistons, teams like that, I can see them giving him that money.
And Nick fans are busting nuts all over the place for him.
I don't.
A lot of babies being lost.
I don't see a lot of that. No. And again, even if
go to Twitter. You on Twitter?
Even if he goes to a bad team, the average bad team season is over in January. Let's just be honest. There's 8 to 10 teams that have nothing to do with the NBA come January. So that means where's your revenue going?
Right.
It's already a proven fact that the NBA's revenue has gone left, down between ticket sales, marketing, ratings. The NBA's revenue has gone down, and that's overall. But you take the least teams, the 8 teams. Which team is he going to go to? Is he going to go to Charlotte, where the arena is empty on the average January? Where are they going to get this money to pay him? This is a bad time to do it, guys, because now the season is shrinking. So that means the sucky team season's going to shrink even quicker. So where do you get this money to pay him? I use Charlotte as an example. I don't know if Bishop's ever gone to a Hornets game.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
You could get a great seat. You could get a great seat at the Spectrum for like $38.
Yep.
Damn.
Because nobody's going. Now you go to one of those games in January.
Are you talking about the same Charlotte? Dom, are you talking about the same Charlotte they gave Terry Rozier that money? You talking about that Charlotte?
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying Charlotte. I'm just saying Charlotte, guys, because I've been there. But there's 8 other Charlottes in this league. Don't get it twisted.
But that's what I'm saying.
There's quite a few Charlottes.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, Dom, is because what it does, Victor Oladipo's a name. He's a name. And you know how the fanatics are about names. So you bring a name to your team, and then people start buying season ticket subscriptions again because, oh, wow, we got Victor Oladipo, not realizing that Victor Oladipo on a 4-year deal might play a full 2 years if you're lucky.
I don't think he's that big. I don't think he's that big of a name, to be honest.
No.
Right.
No.
Well, like Chandler was saying, he is a name, and like I said,
not that big
Knicks fans, Nick fans, they like this for Victor Oladipo right now. But
I'm just saying, I haven't seen it.
I'm serious.
No,
I'm serious. They are.
He's right.
Hold on, Bishop. He like you said, Bishop. He doesn't move the needle. He doesn't make you better or bad.
Right.
You know.
And like I said, even in his prime, in Indiana, in his prime, he still would get scraped.
He's only 27.
Huh? He's done. He's done. He's done. Where's he going? He had his breakout. I'm saying he had his breakout. They saw that he had the potential to do this. He's hit a ceiling to me. It's not like he's going to get any better.
Right.
But Bishop, a lot with the bad teams, they have to spend a certain amount of money because they have to reach a certain level. So a lot of times those teams will go out and give a big contract to somebody they shouldn't because they have to spend a certain amount of money. And that's what I'm saying. One of those bad teams will give him $100 million contract. Yeah, they will.
It's a tough. Well, I'm agreeing with them. It's like, it's tough right now because these teams are hemorrhaging money, and I think they would stand pat and just have a little bit of legitimacy and not really try to, because you're not getting fans to come to the games. You know what I'm saying? And it's only going to get worse. And just think about it. You're trying to compress, like the season just ended. I don't think the season is going to start in December. I really doubt that.
Okay.
I think it will. I think it will.
Who's going to be playing?
Thirsty, Bishop.
Who's going to be playing? And then how is that going to work? That you just have like a month to plan this thing, so everybody's just going to be resuming as normal, going to your arena.
Well, no. The teams that weren't in the bubble have been the teams that weren't in the bubble have been practicing. They've had different camps, so they have a plan. The plan is to sort of get back on schedule. So they cut 10 games and they start in December.
Their goal.
And how many players?
Go ahead, Shannon.
Go ahead, Don.
No, I'm going to say their goal. Their goal is this is the gradual. They want to get as close to October and June as possible, and as fast. I agree with Bishop, but I also understand the thirsty nature the NBA is in right now. They lost a lot of money last year. They've been losing money. I know this is hard for people to fathom, but I did some research. Between 2010 and the present, in an average season, 8 to 14 teams have been losing money every year. Every year. Now you're taking Oladipo. Even some of the bad teams that we used to consider bad, like the Sacramentos, the Phoenixes, where does he fit in? Whose spot is he taking on those teams? That's another thing you got to look at.
Sacramento be Buddy Hield because they're gonna move Buddy Hield.
If they move Buddy Hield, which may happen, I don't know. But even that being said, you ain't replacing Buddy Hield with a guy that don't shoot like Buddy Hield. Let's just keep it real. I don't care if Buddy Hield comes to the game with horns in the locker room. He can shoot. Oladipo ain't that guy. Let's just go back to that for a minute, guys. Oladipo is not that guy. Let's just start there and say, hey, homeboy, that $21 million contract you had, I hope you save some money. Because I don't think you're getting that one no more. Again.
We know that, but that's not the narrative. See, it's the narrative. Remember, they spin these narratives to drive certain stories. That's how I knew from the time the playoffs started that LeBron was going to get the MVP of the finals, whether he deserved it or not, because that narrative kept going, oh, he was robbed as the regular season MVP. That's how we knew Giannis was going to get it. They were talking about Giannis as the MVP before the season even started. That narrative was going long before the season started. So it just like the year James Harden got it. That narrative started before the season started about Harden getting the MVP. And lo and behold, he got the MVP. There's a narrative about Oladipo. It's not a valid one. We know that, but most fans don't.
Right.
And these teams live off these narratives. Now, I get what you're saying. My problem with them starting the season is for the teams that just ended, how many soft tissue injuries are you going to have as star players? How many guys are going to go down because their bodies are not built to play this much basketball in this amount of time?
But
true.
Right. But here's where the NBA, believe me, I'm going to go back to my good friend Malcolm X. Here's where the NBA hoodwinks you. They'll start the season nice and early, but how many of these guys going to have umpteen load management days, and all we're planning for is the end? You're going to see that.
Right.
While they're trying to charge you the same money for NBA TV, League Pass, while they're charging you the same amount of money, they're going to force this down your throat, but slowly but surely, the LeBrons, the Kawhis, the this one, the that one. There's going to be more load management games in this season than we ever saw before. And guess what? They already created the get out of jail free card because we started early, because we want to get back to some sense of normalcy. But we don't care what you're looking for, Mac.
Right.
We don't care, Bishop. We're gonna have everything set for you come June.
Right.
Just hold on, and we'll be fine. They're in a bad position, guys, with or without a virus. They've been in a bad boat for 8 to 10 years now, guys. Nobody's tracking this because we're building the NBA up as the greatest thing since sliced bread. But there's too many teams losing money.
But it's not because of people and not the fans are not like they're not NBA fans. It's just they charge you to watch anything. It's like they charge you for everything. So it's like, they started pimping out fans. They started pimping out fans where you got to pay to watch anything. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay to watch one of your favorite teams. So you can't afford to go to the game. But if it's one of those premier teams, then you got to pay to watch it.
Right.
So everything costs. You got to get the package. You can't watch out of the games. You can't do this.
Right.
You can't. So it's like, people just start. It's like, I don't have that disposable income to pay for it. So I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay.
Just become a thief. Just become a thief like R and steal everything.
Streaming. I don't make fun. I give my passwords out every year. But here's the funny thing. Going to what Bishop said. All of what Bishop said. Are some people starting to think the product isn't that good? We know who's going to be the final 4 to 6 teams come the end of this. Am I going to invest all of this? I'm one of them because I want to see the next. But is the average Joe, who, again, like Bishop said, is a little tight on money, they might not be back to work. Are they going to invest in it? Is the NBA going to say, hey, Bishop, I love you. You've been a loyal fan. We're going to give League Pass for free this year? No. Because they're already behind the 8 ball financially. So they're going to try to get as much as they can, as quick as they can. And Oladipo might be a victim of this bad circumstance. Not to mention, I don't know what that guy to begin with.
You know what it is? He wants to get out of Indiana.
Well, with that new coach. Because they're in a rebuild. They're in a rebuild.
I wanted to get out of Korea, but sometimes I had to.
Right.
Indiana to me is like, you guys did it backwards. Like, if you look at how Miami did it, it's like, you just missing like maybe like two consistent guys. You don't even have to have superstars. Just 2 consistent guys, and everybody play defense, and you'll be competitive. You know what I'm saying? You're not coming out of the East, but you'll be competitive. You'll always be in the mix. So you get rid of a solid coach and get a D-League coach, and say like how does that move you forward? Like, what direction are you really trying to go in as a franchise when you say, hey, I'm going to get rid of a guy who's been through it? Maybe he's not the greatest coach, but he keeps us with the stability that we need, and we're in the playoffs. We're respectable. Let's put it that way. We're a respectable team in the Eastern Conference. We get to this first round. Sometimes we even get to the second round, but beyond that, we're not going anywhere because we're not built that way. And you just keep it stable like that. But it's like you just press the reset button and going back to the beginning, where it's just like who's going to play for this guy? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to play for this guy? It's ridiculous.
What team?
Can we talk about that?
What team does he turn? What team does he put over the hump?
None.
What? Thank you, Vic. I mean,
Victor Oladipo?
Yeah.
if you put him on a playoff team, he helps them somewhat.
Yeah, send him to Washington.
Okay,
he can play with Beal. Send him
I'll put
to
it like this.
Yeah,
he would have played better than Paul George.
Tied up in contract.
He would have played better than Paul George. Exactly.
Right.
Wow.
Paul George,
Paul George
stuff off the court too. I didn't, like I said the other week, I didn't realize he used to date Doc Rivers' daughter, and he dogged his daughter out. So
He got a kid with her.
Huh?
He got a kid with her. Bishop. They got a kid together.
He had a kid with a stripper, and then another kid with a stripper. So it's like, how do you bury that? How do you bury that?
I don't know about Doc's daughter.
Yeah. How do you bury that?
But can we talk about the fact that they're hiring these bums as coaches, and Darvin Ham and Sam Cassell and all these guys still can't get a damn job, but Stan Van Gundy could get recycled 17 damn times. You hire some dude, as Bishop said, from the D League, but guys who've been on the bench and been grinding and have earned a shot can't even get a damn interview.
I think we went over that last week, remember?
I think so too. And I know that I had said like something to the extent of the fact that, listen, sometimes even though these guys like Sam Cassell, they've been assistants for a long period of time. They've put the work in and whatnot, but you go down for that interview process and it's just not clicking. It's just not clicking for whatever reason. You understand? They're just not feeling them. I mean, I can't think of anything else but that.
You're feeling Nick Bukestad. But you're feeling Nick Bukestad.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, they obviously are. That's on management and ownership. It's not me. You understand?
I know.
But there's got to be. We talked about this last week when I think me and R was the only ones that felt the good, warm, and fuzzy about this Nate guy.
Right.
Hey, and again, going to Bishop's point every week, your ceiling is only, mid-level. So, you think you're going to bring in a Red R back and go take you from mid-level to over the top? I don't think so. But it can work. It can work. And they keep respectability, and he did his job. Could have been anybody.
Or it could not work.
Okay. So it doesn't work.
And you go into the abyss.
There's always a yin and a yang.
Yeah, but exactly. There's always a chance of that.
Go in the abyss.
And then you're fighting the Knicks. Then you fighting with
Knicks making the playoffs. Knicks are making the playoffs this year. Mark my words.
I don't know about that one, but okay.
I'm telling you right now. Knicks are going to make the playoffs.
We're going to see.
I said it on October 27th, 2020.
I got you.
2020.
I got you. Let's change it up a little bit. Mac, you had me bugging with this one. You suggested this topic because the Brooklyn Nets do not need a third star. Yeah, tripping out a little bit.
They don't. If you got KD and you got Kyrie Irving and you got Spencer Dinwiddie and you got Karis LeVert and you got Joe Harris.
Okay.
What else do you need?
Well, first of all, they might not have
except
LeVert
to
and Harris.
Ball.
They have to sign LeVert and Harris.
Not for this year.
Yeah, this year.
Harris.
Do some research, please. Somebody.
Well, Harris. They gotta sign Harris. They gotta sign Harris.
They gotta sign Harris.
I would bring Harris back if I were them.
Okay. I like Karis LeVert. I don't care.
The Nets needed another star just to replace the two stars you mentioned.
Well, who said they needed a third star, man?
Need something more than what they got.
That's the rumor floating around the media, floating around with Twitter heads.
Well, you need somebody who you can depend on who has won. I'm not going to call him a third star, but they need one more guy that has actually won something who can be sort of the guy and not DeAndre Jordan, because we all know how DeAndre Jordan is getting down now, but somebody who can basically be the buffer between Kyrie and KD and everybody else. Somebody who like a Udonis Haslem type guy. I don't like, but somebody who can actually play but somebody in that vein who can kind of keep the peace when those two go in their moods. And Kyrie starts talking about, he wants to, he's gonna become he's gonna turn lead into gold. And KD starts, setting up all his burner accounts and taking shots at everybody. You need a third guy to kind of keep the ship afloat.
Well,
yeah, that's a tough sell, my friend.
The guy that the guy that Chet was talking about has a job at the Vatican.
No, you just described Gandhi. And I don't think Gandhi plays basketball.
Yo, I wanna just say this real quick. I know they floated some. Hold on, Mac. They floated some names around.
Here's the latest rumor. Here's the latest. Hold on.
DJ
hold on. Here's the
out.
latest rumor. Hold on, fellas.
We are.
For a second.
He ain't using his phone tonight, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, that's what you should be using. But that's another day, another story. I was just about to announce about the same thing you're doing, and it's not taking me that long. So what do we hold on to? Do you want me to proceed with this? Would you like me to proceed? I can proceed for you. Yeah, he was frozen for a second. Oh, okay.
They're making a deal. They're making a sneaker deal. They got a sneaker deal with Nike.
Ooh.
My headsets.
Ooh.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah. Cut yourself off. Okay. Get back to what I was saying. Jesus Christ.
He's going back to Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, I'm talking about a sneaker deal. I'm like, what is it? Did we fast forward? Did we rewind back in time to LeVar Ball? I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? I can't about no damn sneaker deal.
His internet got a stutter.
I gotta stop hanging out with y'all.
So wait a minute. Seriously, here's the rumor mill too. In regards to the Nets acquiring a third star, they had Bradley Beal was mentioned. They had Zach LaVine. They had Zach LaVine.
No.
And wait, this and the most outrageous one they threw out there was fucking James Harden.
What?
I'm not even bullshitting. I swear to you guys, I saw this shit.
No.
Yeah, I saw this and I was like, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Where'd you see it?
Where is Zach LaVine gonna play? Because you got Karis LeVert Spencer. So where's Zach LaVine gonna damn play?
Right. Exactly.
I don't know.
Bradley
see? They don't need a third star.
Where's Bradley Beal gonna play? Because Kyrie don't want nobody else touching the ball,
right?
Except for him,
right.
And he thought playing with John Wall was bad.
Exactly.
Now Zach LaVine could at least create his own shot. I give him that. He can go to the basket. He's a decent shooter. But the other, James Harden, come on. This is what I said a couple of weeks ago, guys. The NBA is trying to become a 12-month entity. It ain't happening with all this nonsense. We had another nonsense thing about the Knicks signing everybody from Jerry West to Wilt Chamberlain. They're trying to steal the back page headline, and it ain't working. It's just a bunch of come on. They need to worry about if Kyrie and Durant could stay on the court before they think about bringing in Max, Bishop.
Right.
Let's see if these two guys can play 60 games.
Dom, Kyrie and KD are building a sneaker with Nike.
What's that going to do? Make them healthier?
What?
The earth won't be flat no more?
Yeah, they're working on a sneaker deal.
Oh, for the love of God.
Did you also hear that KD said that Kyrie is better than Allen Iverson?
Yeah. Yo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? He said what?
I can't even believe it.
KD, Kevin Durant said that Kyrie is better than Allen Iverson, and I'm just like, you guys are like I don't know, you guys are stroking each other off or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a bromance. It's a bromance.
Whatever it is that's going on, it's like, yo, the two of you are just like,
yeah. I agree with you.
It doesn't make any sense.
By the end of the season, they're gonna hate each other, though.
I give it the 10th game. I'm telling you.
No. Bishop. Remember, by the 10th game, Kyrie's gonna be hurt. So give it to about the 50th game.
The reason why I said that is because it's going to be an inconsequential game against like the Orlando Magic or some team that it doesn't even matter. Kyrie won't get the last shot. KD will get the last shot. He'll miss it. Kyrie will say some sneak shit, and then KD will respond. Then his mom is going to respond, and then it's on and popping.
There you go.
Kyrie's dad going to jump in.
Right. And then it's on and popping. Then the burner accounts. Who's more popular? Who's better, like KD or Kyrie? Who could you beat out? And so forth and so on. Yep.
Right.
And then KD's mom is going to be talking as well.
Of course. I got my son's back. Whatever.
Like, I don't need to defend him. He's a grown man. I don't need to defend him. He's a grown man, but
exactly. Oh my God. Exactly. I saw that craziness. I'm like, come on, man. But I hear you, and I like I said earlier, I do like Harris LeVert. You know what I'm saying? I like the guy a lot. So, as long as he's on that team, you know what I'm saying? You have your quote unquote star, you know what I'm saying? A guy that, you know what I'm saying? Or I could classify him as a guy that's pretty much reliable, you know what I'm saying? As far as scoring, so you have that guy.
That's done. That's done.
Harris also gets hurt also.
Yeah. He got hurt one time.
That's why you keep Dinwiddie. But that's why you keep Dinwiddie. But Harris LeVert came into his own this past season. I think he's budding. He's a budding star. Sure. If he can get one full season, right? Or at least say 65 games, 65 to 70 games. Right. Because they're gonna load manage all the nonsense. 65 to 70 games, then I think that he will be a bona fide all-star and people will be talking about him as a third star. And see, here's what the Nets need to do right now. Go ahead and offer him a contract that's going to be less than what he could get when he becomes a restricted free agent, but more than you're paying him right now. Right. Lock him up now.
Right. He's still on his rookie deal.
That's what I'm saying. So offer him some money now. Right. You're giving him financial security, but it's going to be way less than what you're going to wind up paying him.
Exactly.
So you give him 20. Excuse me. You give him 20 million.
I would give him 18. I would offer him 17 and a half right now.
How much is he getting right now?
He's on his rookie deal, so he's probably getting somewhere in the teens.
Okay,
but I'll look it up.
Ooh,
I'll take him. I would take him up to 18 right now. I'd offer him 18 right now.
He gonna end up on the Knicks.
All of that's done.
Knicks need a shooter.
Why are you saying all that's done?
Once KD and Kyrie get on the court together, all of that's done. Like, they don't play like how the Nets were playing before, like the hustling, the defense, and being. They don't play that way, dude. They don't play that way. They play like, yo, we're gonna outscore you. We're better than you. Our team is better than yours, and just give us the ball and get out the way. And it's like, there's gonna be nobody to control them. Steve Nash is going to control Kyrie? Really?
Oh, Chandler. They gave him the money already.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
He has a 3-year, $52 million extension.
Okay.
The Nets are also bringing in Amari Stoudemire as an assistant coach, and
why?
Nash is trying to bring in D'Antoni also.
Oh my God. So wait, let me get this straight. You're going to bring in Amari Stoudemire, who is as thin-skinned as KD, okay, who gets in his feelings. All right, so now he's going to be taking shots at people because we know how Amari gets down. And you're going to bring in Mike D'Antoni, who loves to throw everybody under the bus. This is going to end well. This is going to end well in Brooklyn.
God, Jesus.
Brooklyn stand up. Brooklyn stand up.
Brooklyn laid out by the end of the year.
Oh Lord, this is killing me.
And y'all see why I don't rock any Brooklyn Nets jersey, and I'm Brooklyn all day.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, you are fake Brooklynite, man.
I would buy the Amari thing faster than I would the Dan and Tony thing, because you kind of see the handwriting on the wall with Nash and Amari trying to recapture that time they thought they were going to win, and I could see that. And Amari, going against what Chandler says, he could be that semi-stabilizer on the team who's going to be. So I just think it's something with Steve Nash and trying to recapture something. But again, the Nets are going to turn into, who was it? The Rockets with Harden and Westbrook. You shoot, I shoot, you shoot, I shoot, you shoot, I shoot, while everybody else is standing around like, okay.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
I think they're gonna be more like the Washington Bullets with Gilbert Arenas and what's that kid named? That I think they're gonna turn into the Bullets, Gilbert Arenas Bullets. What I think they're gonna turn into.
Oof.
Oh boy, it's tough rooting for my team. I tell you, it's gonna be tough.
Come home.
I'm waiting for Kyrie to come out and say he's Batman.
Yeah.
Listen, let me change up. Let's go to the next section here. Still in the NBA with two-time NBA MVP, power forward / center Giannis. I'm not even gonna bother. Free agency looming after next season. Will the Milwaukee supermax him, or will he walk away, or will Milwaukee trade him?
David Ruffin. He's gonna walk away from Love. All right.
You think he's gonna walk away?
Nah.
I think he will. I think somebody's been in his ear, because he started saying things that you've never heard him say before.
Like what?
A lot of the talk about, well, I got to see what's going to happen. I got to make sure that he had sat down with the owner, said, I got to make sure you're going to spend money. Somebody's been in his ear, because that's not the Giannis that we've heard talk. The guy we heard talk this past season is not the guy we've heard talk over the past few years. I think somebody's been in his ear. I think he's listening. I think he's listening to some people who are telling him you need to get out of Milwaukee. You know how it is when you got enough people around you telling you what you really want to hear. You know what I'm saying? I think Giannis is going to leave Milwaukee. I really do, and I don't think it's going to be good for him to leave, because at the end of the day, yeah, he's gotten much better and all of that. But listen, man, you can't shoot, dude. You can't shoot. You still can't shoot.
All the failures in Milwaukee.
He works on it though.
So what? So did Ben Simmons. But
no. It's a big difference between him and Ben. It's a big difference between him and Ben. He works, so he works on his game.
Not enough, because all the failures that Milwaukee has experienced, the successes and the failures have rested solely on Giannis's and Budenholzer, whatever that coach's name is.
Budenholzer.
Yeah, because again, you came back. I say it again, you came back. You had the exact same game that you had last season. Like you didn't do anything different. Like you came back thinking that your athleticism was going to overwhelm teams and it was going to get you to the promised land. Yes, it made for exciting regular season. You got a second MVP, but you still got bumped by a mediocre team.
But
by a mediocre team, you got bumped.
Doesn't that point to the coach?
It points to the player as well. It points to Giannis as well, because again, you are the league MVP, so you set the precedence for excellence. If you reaching for that goal, you said that that's what you wanted. You said that that's what you wanted.
I'm not giving him an out. I'm not giving him an out, but
if that's who
look
you are,
look at their roster and look at what the coach does.
They had a pretty good team.
Their roster led them the best record in basketball in the regular season. Okay, the only difference between Ben Simmons and the only difference between Ben Simmons and the Greek Freak is the Greek Freak attempts 3-pointers. You're not going to sit here and tell me that Giannis goes to the basket as well or better than Simmons. Ben Simmons will go to the basket. He will take you down low. They just happen to have him in an unorthodox position as a point guard in today's NBA. But Simmons gets to the hoop as good as anybody else. He plays defense as good as anybody else his size. He just can't shoot because he don't try to shoot. Giannis tries to shoot, looks embarrassing as hell, but he at least tries. But again, we can sit here and blame, Santa Claus and all the elves. They had the best record in basketball. But again, when the game was on the line, they didn't show up. And that's why I think Giannis will stay there, because I think he knows his comfort zone in Milwaukee. I can do A, B, C, and if I don't do D, for the team I'm on, and he's going to get a max salary. Everybody's goal might not be, I'm going to get a max salary, go play in New York, LA, Chicago, whatever. He might just have that comfort zone in Milwaukee where, like Bishop always talks about, if your ceiling is only here and you go a little under it, if you go a little over it, yay. But come on, guys, they was 3 injuries away from it. Orlando beating them in the first round.
Yes.
Think about that.
And that's why I think he's going to leave, Dom, because I think he thinks he's better than he is. And yes, he got the MVP, but a large part it was the narrative that was built around him. I don't think he was the most valuable player in the league. I'm sorry, I don't. Now I think he's a great player. I think he's one of the top players in the league. I don't think he was the MVP this past season. I really don't. But what I'm saying though is by giving him he's a 2-time MVP. He thinks he's better than he is. He thinks his game is better than it is. When at the end of the day, when the playoffs come and they form that wall, you still haven't figured out a way to beat it. Where we've watched other true superstars, LeBron came in, he couldn't shoot that well. He can shoot now. You can depend on him to make a shot when you need him to make one. You can't depend on Giannis to make a shot. You can't.
Okay.
You can't depend on Giannis to D up the guy that's torching your team. Like as he said, well, why would I take that guy? Because you're the best player on the damn team.
Yo, you know what? Listen, I hear what you're saying. Go ahead,
I was gonna say the more I look at it, when Bishop brought them up, I don't see a great difference between Giannis and Ben Simmons.
No,
quite honest. I mean, unless you never watched Ben Simmons play, or unless you only concentrate on his inability to attempt shots, he's a hell of a defensive player. He gets to the basket. He's a far better passer than Giannis.
Yep.
His basketball savvy and IQ is higher than Giannis. So,
because he's a point guard.
But he's 6'10". He can do everything Giannis does and pass the ball.
He's acting in a point guard role. He's not a point guard. He's not a point guard.
Bishop, he's always played point guard though.
He's not a point guard.
Right, it don't matter. He ain't a point guard. I tell you what, if Philly was playing Milwaukee and the game was on the line, Simmons could check Giannis better than Giannis could check Simmons.
But Simmons wouldn't be in the game because he doesn't shoot free throws.
That's another issue. Yeah. But neither one of them are good foul shooters. Neither one of them shoot good foul shots.
In a league where pick and roll and shooting 3-pointers is you get a heavy diet of that. You're a guard or a point guard that can't run a pick and roll. That's not a point guard. You are acting in a point guard role, but you're not a point guard. You give them
tomato.
You give about 35% of what a starting point guard would give, and that's the coach's fault and the GM's fault for allowing you to occupy space when you could have gotten a legitimate point guard in there, so that it takes Giannis to the next level. Because you get Giannis on cuts, you get Giannis cutting out, you get Giannis in places where he doesn't have to handle a ball and get all that wear and tear, and he's getting 10 to 15 points just off opportunity, like cutting to the basket and simple things. You know what I'm saying? Back cuts, alley-oop, so forth and so on. You getting that, and Brook Lopez is not the one doing that. And now you got a legitimate. You overpaid Bledsoe. He's not a point guard. He's a 2 guard. Right. You overpaid him, and then you got Chris Middleton. I'm like, dude, I'm watching Chris Middleton play. It's like you have a premier half court scorer, like he's shooting. What percentage is he shooting in the half court set? And you don't even feature him in the offense. Like I didn't understand that. Like he's an afterthought.
They let Brogdon go.
Right. He's an afterthought.
They let the point guard go.
Right. Yeah. And he would have been perfect for that system. He could run the pick and roll. He'll penetrate to the basket. He's a threat at least. And he's looking to pass first.
Right.
Like Budenholzer, like for the seasons that they had to be the most productive, they were wasted. He got 2 MVP out of it, but they were wasted because his game is not any better.
You take Joel Embiid off the Sixers. Take Joel Embiid off the Sixers and give the Sixers a point guard, and they might be a step above Milwaukee.
Right. Yep.
Because now you got Ben Simmons doing what Bishop's saying you should be doing. Because again, guys, I'm not putting Ben Simmons up on a platter, but that other than him not wanting to shoot, tell me something he don't do well. He's a hell of a defensive player. He'll get you double-digit rebounds. He'll get you double-digit assists, and he'll still get you 16, 18 points without shooting jump shots.
Right.
What doesn't this guy do? He's just trapped in the wrong body with NBA, the way the NBA is right now. NBA is a point guard shooting league. But he's a hell of a player, guys. Oof. Bishop got me thinking about that nonsense, but it is something to think about.
I'm saying that's why I know Doc is going to do a good job in Philly because he's going to have these guys in their right positions. Like I don't mind when Simmons gets the rebound and initiates the fast break. I don't mind that, but you can't have him as the primary ball handler. You can't because then that stagnates Joel Embiid. It stagnates.
Well, we're gonna see because Doc said that they could exist together. So,
of course they can. Of course they can.
I want to see.
With the right coach, they can. And that's really what it's going to come. See, the biggest problem with them was coaching. Brett Brown never knew how to use the players at his disposal. I mean, he had Tobias Harris just standing in the damn corner all the time. I mean, he never utilized his players properly. And that's where the issue was. So you get Doc. Now, listen, we know Doc is going to choke away a 3-1 lead. Well, we know Doc at least going to get you to the playoffs and get you a 3-1 lead. Okay?
Right.
Point well.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
We'll see because if he gets Joel Embiid playing the way Joel Embiid is supposed to play and is capable of playing, that's a pretty tough out.
Well, like I said, that's a key.
That's a key.
Yes, please. Actually, you know what though? I think if with Doc Rivers there's a coach, I think he can utilize Al Horford properly.
Yep.
No, like I said, we're definitely going to see
it. They ain't unloading that contract. He got a 24, 25, $26 million contract the next 3-4 years.
Jeez.
They better make it work.
Ridiculous. All right, guys.
$100 million.
Yeah.
100 and change million.
Freak that.
Still.
I'm gonna get into this last topic for today. Why isn't Mark Jackson getting another chance at a head coaching job?
We know that. We know the answer to that already. Listen. And I'm not listening. I don't care what his views are. It's not about what his views are, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. Okay. But at the end of the day,
is he still being extorted?
I don't know. I have no idea. But let's let Chandler make his point, brother. All right.
His views clash.
Is he still being extorted?
I don't know, but he insulted the son of an owner with what he said. Okay. Those owners have long damn memories. Okay. Mark Jackson ain't getting another job.
Right.
Whether you agree with him, whether you disagree with him, it really doesn't matter. That's why he's not getting the job, because of what he said.
Right.
Bottom line. Okay, whether he never says it again or not, again, I'm not going to get into the whole whether he was right, wrong, indifferent. That doesn't really matter at this point.
No.
That's open up. That's going down a rabbit hole that we'll never get out of. But the bottom line is that was the owner's son. Okay. You know how these owners get down.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah. Now imagine the shoe being on the other foot. How quick we would be to forgive without getting into all of that. I know y'all know where I'm going in case there's somebody out there that has a different point of view. But the fact is the fact. If it was if it was the other side, that's what they be saying. Freedom of speech. And then everybody would jump and say, yeah, we wave flags and let's forgive he didn't really mean it. So again, if you want to play that two-faced role, God bless you. But when you talk about if you was to tell me that Mark Jackson didn't deserve a job because of his record, his inability to deal with players, deal with the front office, something. And I'm not a big Mark Jackson fan, guys. I'm just, again, taking the other end of the spectrum. Okay. If you told me that, and then you told me what he said, I would say, yeah, he kind of dug himself a hole. But again, I go back to, if it was the other way around, and somebody called Mark Jackson out of his name, we'd have a little press conference. He'd be going sensitivity training, and we'd all forget about it in the morning. So again, if that's the hole you want to live in, so be it. But it's not fair. I don't like Jackson.
No, it's not.
I want to coach in the Knicks. But when we talk about this situation, think about if it was flipped the other way.
Okay. Our dude Carl Bristol says in the chat room, Loeb's son was not qualified for front office, some old nepotism crap. Freedom of speech. Watch what you said, especially when it's us.
Yeah.
That too.
So,
but again,
I think
taking the us, guys, before Bishop starts, taking the us, as in African Americans, minorities. That shit went right under the bus. Let's get him out of here. And as Chandler would say, all the heads got together and said, really? Okay. All right. I guess we have to buy it. But the word on the street may be he's not a good coach. But again, show me where he did A, B, C, D wrong prior to making a statement. Don't tell somebody where their moral standards should be. If you have no moral standards and no moral fiber, how are you going to take somebody else's standards and morals away from them? Slippery slope, and he ain't going to win that one. I hate to say it, he ain't going to win that one because some groups have more power than others.
Not when you be sorted by hookers.
So what the only question that I would ask is like, so what is your job? You took a job as a head coach of a basketball team. That's what you took a job as.
Right.
You took a job as the chaplain of the team. You didn't take the job as the spiritual advisor for the team. You're the head coach of the team. I understand that you walk a fine line in your salvation and Christianity and so forth. I can perfectly understand that, and I don't judge anybody for that. But you can't stand on the soapbox, in a secular environment and profess your Christianity unless you are one of the evangelicals, whatever they are or whoever they are. I know it's this glorious name that they give themselves. And say something and get away with it. And Mark Jackson is like, dude, you standing on a soapbox on one hand, then you dipping your feet in the muck and wallowing with the pigs in the other hand.
Right.
And it's like, dude, you can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna walk a high moral standard, it's gotta be all the way around, 360 degrees. I read an article today that was talking about the reasons why Mark Jackson does it. Somebody posted something, and it's ridiculous. It's kind of like, oh, well, when he's commentating, Jeff Van Gundy is this and Jeff Van Gundy is that. It's like he's continuously correcting Jeff Van Gundy with his foolishness. Like a lot of the time, Jeff Van Gundy just saying absurd stuff. Like a guy will have like 2 good games, and he's like, oh yeah, he's an all-star, and this and that. Whoa. He had 2 good games. Let's just see how this thing plays out. So he was
and
one.
You know what, Bishop? That smacks to their relationship because him and Van Gundy have a long history together, and it's more him poking fun at him.
Right.
Sort of like what y'all do with me and my internet connection.
Right.
Not bring that up again.
But Bishop is right though, in the sense of you took and again, like I said, I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole of whether I agree, disagree. I don't like what he said, but like I said, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, your job was to represent your organization. That was your job. As a head coach, you was to coach the players and to represent the organization. You know how your organization wanted to be represented. You chose to say something that went against that. Well, guess what? Them same owners, like I said, them owners have long memories, man.
Yep.
As Daryl Morey in 5 years when he ain't got a job again. Okay.
Also, he didn't make a lot of friends in that organization. A lot of people didn't like Mark Jackson.
Exactly.
Right.
But
you know,
but here,
you hold on. You got caught.
Go ahead, man.
In a salacious moment that they had to clean up also with the you being extorted. So it's a mess. He was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
You know what?
Allegedly.
Well, we all guys, not to get all spiritually, but we all fall short. But tell me where he didn't take that organization from obscurity to a step away from an NBA contender. So through all of that, he did that. He still represented that organization in an NBA basketball fashion. Again, he took a team that couldn't get out their damn way, made them a contender. He leaves, they win a chip. I'm not giving him all the credit, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying everything we mentioned, all of his bad judgment, bad vocabulary, bad words. He took a dreaded franchise to where they are today. And because take away everything that Bishop and everybody on the line said, it was the one thing he said. Because guess what? If it was all that other stuff, they'd have got rid of him long before he said what he said.
Well, it probably was an accumulation of things.
Yep.
And then that was the thing that tipped it over the edge.
It was a tipping point.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where as long as we win, right? As long as we win, it's not a problem, and then it's not a problem until it is a problem. That's one of those things where it's like, okay, so we'll deal with your preaching, we'll deal with your Bible waving, we'll deal with your sermons on the Mount, we'll deal with your Sunday services in the arena and so forth and so on. We'll deal with all of that. Once you start hitting me, in my morals, when I'm paying you, that's a no-no.
Yep.
That's a no-no. That's you. Okay. Just think about it. Just think about it.
The thing that hurt him. No, the thing that hurt him the worst, guys. Let's just be real. Geographically, the geographic aspect of what he said and where he said it.
Right.
He had no way out.
Yeah.
Had no way out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking. If you don't know what I mean, we're talking geographically,
but Dom,
style.
Yeah. But Dom, if you are not self-aware enough,
because they're thinking long term.
But here's the thing, Dom. What you said may be valid, but here's the thing: if you're not self-aware enough to understand the environment that you work in,
right,
then you don't deserve that. Then you don't deserve a job, because if he wasn't self-aware enough in that environment to understand that there were certain lines he should not cross, and it was very obvious what lines he shouldn't cross, and he crossed them there, why in the hell would I hire you in my organization?
Again, guys, in today's society, when we throw words around like racism and add phobia before whatever we want to identify, xenophobia, gayphobia, homophobia, colorphobia, Ronphobia, when you want to add all of these things into phobia, and then you do exactly what he's saying. Really? Right. Come on, guys. Again, you look at it geographically. I've been to San Francisco. I've been to Oakland. When you look at it geographically, that ownership knew they had no way out. That was the bottom line. Because again, all the things Bishop said and y'all have said was legit. So you had your get out of jail free card, but he was winning. But wait a minute, he hit too close traffical home, and there's no way out of this. There's just no way out of this. So guess what? Just tell the truth, guys. We got rid because of. That's all. Because guess what? Again, I put the shoe on the other foot. Somebody gets up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Send me the sensitivity training, and I'll be better next week." Okay, all right. Well, if that's the horse you want to ride, put the saddle on it and mount up. Just be honest. That's all I have.
He could have did the mea culpa too. Well, when they asked me the question, I think they took my statement out of context and what I really meant, and blah blah blah. Because of my Christianity, I don't discriminate against anybody, and I pray for all my brothers and sisters, and so forth and so on. And you could have ended it right there, but I think his self-righteousness and his indignation was the thing that really pushed it. Because it's like, dude, like you have the nerve to place judgment on me when didn't I just get you out of a situation? And that was just one thing that we knew about.
Right,
so who knows what other stuff was going on behind the scenes that got to that point?
For sure.
Exactly. Which again points to his judgment. He could have took a bath in holy water.
There was no coming back from that. Financially, geographically, there was no coming back.
But that also points to his judgment.
Everything Bishop said. What judge said what he believed.
Okay, but he would have got a job somewhere else had he done what Bishop said. But because of how he felt, he wanted to. You really gonna stand on? You really gonna die on that hill with all the dirt you've been doing? So now, if I'm another organization, and these owners are telling each other everything. Okay, know that. All right. Sure. And okay, so you got him out of how many things, and he didn't even want to apologize? Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
That's it.
It wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't have helped, Chandler. Again, everybody's saying what they got him out of, what they got him out of. But one statement, and not wanting to come out and bathe himself in holy water and apologizing wasn't going to work, guys. Geographically, they was in a no-win situation. You know what that?
But he would have another
if he didn't get fired.
He would have another job somewhere else by now, Dom.
Well, again, if they spread that around to other ownership, then we really got to sit back and start looking at every coach in the NBA. What did Bishop do when he was in Boston? What did Rodney do when he was in Cleveland? That we may not know about. Let's start digging and digging and digging. That could happen anywhere, guys. But in this situation, it was all about geographics and money. So guess what? We're erring on the side of money.
And his history.
You gotta go.
What I'm saying, and his history. Because again, by all rights, you should have just shut up about it. It was like, well, I have no comment about that. You know what I'm saying? That what other people do, I got no comment about that.
But his history was there, Bishop, and they didn't let him go. He had everything y'all are saying. He had that history. And they didn't do nothing. Whether they protected him, whether they shoveled it under the rug, they didn't do nothing.
No,
he made that comment. He made that comment.
What was a couple of sudden?
I'm just saying he made that one comment, Bishop. Let's keep it real. He said that one comment to that one ownership in that one area.
Yeah,
we ain't heard from Mark Jackson except when he's telling jokes on an NBA game.
But I remember
ABC and ESPN gave him, didn't they?
But here's the thing, though.
But I'm saying when the Collins brother came out, he was a little indignant with that as well. Right. So it's kind of like, okay, well, now our radar is up, and now you taking it to the next level, and it's like, dude, I just took you out of the pig pen.
Right.
I just took you out of the pig pen. So,
and they threw him a bone. And they threw him a bone because, trust me, the NBA owners have input on who's telecasting their games.
Yes.
All right. So they gave him a job. They allowed him to get a job Because if they didn't want him working if they didn't want him doing their games, he would not be doing their games. Period. In the story.
Hold on, man. I know what you're about to say. Hold on.
Go ahead.
No. I'm gonna let you say it, but I gotta tap out real quick. I'm gonna leave it with Mark and whatnot. But before I do leave, this is coming soon. What you're looking at.
Salute, my brother. Salute. I'm with you all the way. I need one of those. Saying?
This is coming soon. You know what I mean? So get ready for it, because I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a lot of trouble. All right?
They free, right? Guys. Huh? They free, right? They free, right?
Okay.
See, see how they are.
See, exactly.
I'm gonna text you my address.
That's why I'm bowing out. That's why I'm bowing out right now, because I can't deal with that right now. Nah, we good.
You accept EBT cards?
Huh?
You accept EBT cards?
Come on. All right. Good night, yo. Yo, peace out.
Damn.
Yo, my brother Carl said that Mark Jackson, did y'all see how he was sprinkled in whole water?
Oh my God.
Wow.
We have no moral fiber on this show.
Absolutely not.
None.
No, we don't. But before we go, do y'all have anything else y'all want to talk about while my internet is still running?
Starbucks closed?
No, but it's not about sports. But let me tell you how terrible human beings are. Now, Mark, you know that I had to give up my dog Sterling when I went to the VA and everything, right?
Right.
So the people that were fostering Sterling, I got an email today. Mm-hmm. Sterling's at the Rochester Animal Shelter. They found her wandering around, so I'm going to get my dog tomorrow. They didn't even have the courtesy to call me and say, hey, the dog ran away.
So you're going to get
him
back?
Away from the pound?
No, she was with a family that was supposed to be fostering her. Nobody calls me to tell me my dog is missing. I get an email from the animal shelter telling me they got my dog.
Yo, people, if you didn't want him,
all they had to do is tell me. I came and got the damn dog. Damn. I hate people.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have my dog back tomorrow. So.
Yeah. I hope knowing that dog's history that it wasn't too bad, but for it to leave, or if they abandon him, people are stupid.
Hey, maybe the dog said, "Yo, fuck that, I'm out of here. This is bullshit."
Yeah, right. She did nonsense. They'll catch my ass.
I'm glad I had a microchip. Yeah, I'm glad I had a microchip, because when they found it, they just checked the microchip and then they sent me the email.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
How long you had the dog
too?
I've had Sterling. Well, she's been with them for a few months, but I had Sterling since going on 2 years now, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
You guys got to come down here with me and Bishop, man. Y'all got to get out of all of that nonsense. Come down to the great South.
Exactly.
Tell them, Bish. Since we're not on a sports note, hey.
Listen, you get.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
sitting
you get
outside in this beautiful weather.
Yep.
Oh,
60 degrees.
Speaking,
that. Yeah, 63.
Yeah, it was about 50 something here in New York.
Oh,
speaking of despicable people, I hate you. Speaking of despicable people, isn't it funny how Harvey Weinstein is trying to play the "I'm blind" card? I got spinal stenosis. I got this. I got that. I don't think I can make it through jail.
Hey.
Yeah, well, if Bill Cosby can make it, he can make it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Arkansas younger than all of them, and he's whining his ass off. Come on. What's that old saying, man? You do the crime. Man up. Put your big boy pants on.
And prior to them going to jail, they was all spry and doing things, doing what they do in life, besides the despicable stuff that they do. And now they all look pitiful.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
But you know what? Since we're not on a sports note, there's a lot of egg on a lot of people's face when it comes to Harvey Weinstein. Let's just keep it real. A lot of people got egg on their face that are hiding like a mother. and saying, "Well, I didn't, and he didn't, and I never." But meanwhile, that one actress brought this up 20 years ago. I forgot her name.
Yep.
She played in Berlin Station when she made a semi comeback. Yeah. She was blackballed for 20 years because she let this cat out the bag. Everybody threw her under the bus. Yep.
What was it Rose McGowan, right? Rose McGowan, I think is her name.
No, he's talking about somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
she played in Berlin, and she's been enough. She was in a lot of movies back then. And she dropped a dime, and you didn't hear hell or high water from her. And everybody that was hugging up with him, giving him kisses, we ain't gonna get into names. We know them. All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, I didn't, and he didn't, and I never." Yeah, okay, all right.
It was known throughout the industry. It was known throughout the industry not to leave him alone.
Exactly.
He was savage. Yo, you can't even leave him alone with a woman because he was a savage. It was known throughout the industry. So it's like, dude, like, and for the life of me, I still can't get over like what you get out of like sitting there handling your business in front of somebody. It's like, like, what does that do?
Yeah. And how many powerful women befriended him and had his back, took pictures, did photo ops with him. We know who they were, guys. Let's just keep it real. I don't care what color you are, what side of the aisle you live on. Let's just keep it real.
It's the same thing with Woody Allen. It's the same thing with Woody Allen.
Oh, Lord. That dude.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, my uncle put me on to him. They used to play that movie he had with the owl and the pussycat. And I used to sit there like, yo, he's weird. He said, that dude is sick. He said it'll all come out soon. And if you look at all his movies, those early movies in the 70s had some weird twist in it.
Yeah, he was weird. But the funny thing about him, he was, I don't mean to say funny, strange, is he was so upfront with his that, you almost had to be Ray Charles. with Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein was as upfront with his, but gully. And everybody knew. And they were like, he's max 6'11". Oh, come on. Yeah, for 30 years, he was max 6'11". Yeah. Okay, help me out here.
Know what's funny about Harvey Weinstein is that he did an article before it really came down on him. And he was saying, "Oh, I'm ugly," and he's trying to justify his actions. I'm like, dude, so what? You ugly? You got money now. There's no need for you to be doing what you was doing.
I can't wait to hear I can't wait to see the real manifest of all those people that were going to Epstein Island.
Oh my God!
Ooh, Lord, I can't wait to read that.
That's never coming out.
You're probably right, Bishop. You're probably right.
Never coming out.
Probably right.
And his homegirl now, she trying to cop a plea talking about she a vegetarian, so she can't eat the jail food and she losing weight rapidly.
Okay, well, listen, they give you vegetables in jail. They give you vegetables in jail. They ain't good ones, but they vegetables.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they serve grits and oatmeal in the morning. Have at it. Again, it's too late now to just. And again, we go back to what we said. I think it was last week with the NFL, and some people was the second chance around, and I can do. But my point was all the groups that jump on other people, namely Me Too. It's like they always skim over the NFL. Like all of these people always skimmed over Hollywood. That's just Hollywood.
Right.
That's just Hollywood. Meanwhile, people are getting thrown under the bus, literally, under the couch, literally. But it was just Hollywood. Same thing with the NFL. It's just the NFL. We somehow or another, they get a get out of jail free card all the time. So miss me, like Chandler would say, miss me with all that hashtag and bullshit until you want to keep it 100%, as the youngins say. Say it for me, Chandler. Miss me with that shit. Just miss me.
Listen, there are people who got more upset about Michael Vick killing the dog than they have about all of the damn serial sexual assaults that are in the NFL. So they lost me a long time ago.
Yeah.
They're still upset. They're still mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, again, miss me with that nonsense, man. There's, I mean, I understand that it's so hard for everything to be equal, but I'm not even getting at that. I'm not even getting at crime, meeting punishment, all that bullshit. I'm just getting at all of these fancy groups that make a living off of a hashtag, but skim over everything else. All these women rights activists, you can't say nothing about a woman unless they're saying it, But now all of a sudden you want to take a back seat because it's Hollywood, it's the NFL. I mean, if we went down the list, we probably would never know, like Bishop said about the Epstein manifest. We may never know how many women were affected by this guy and all his cronies and some of the cronies that witnessed this shit. Where were you then?
Oh my God!
Even if you weren't there then, where are you now?
Right. He had people who are leaders of countries rocking with him.
Yeah. He had very prominent people in this country rocking with him, getting donations from him, doing photo ops with him.
And who he had dirt on.
Yeah.
Right. And let's be real. He didn't I don't believe that he killed himself. That was a
who Epstein?
Murder.
I just remembered her name at Chandler. Her name was Ashley Judd.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What's his name's daughter?
Yeah. Ashley Judd was the first one to bring this to light years ago, and then she disappeared.
Yeah,
she just disappeared.
Well, she didn't disappear. She just wasn't prominent anymore. She still worked some,
right? But she worked like not what she was. She was an up and coming star, and all of a sudden she was on Lifetime movies. Okay, I mean it's a job. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't it wasn't motion picture type. And she was the one, and everybody blew her off, threw her under the bus. Again, not just him, his backers, his prominent supporters that he was donating to politically, financially, with people. Oprah, let's keep it real. Oprah Winfrey, she was another one.
Yep.
That she was his buddy, and then all of a sudden, oh man, that was really, come on. Again, some things there ain't no comeback for. Sometimes you got to take the egg, wipe it on your face, say 6 Hail Marys, and I'm sorry.
I've been doing film work. I've dabbled in music. So certain people you just know to stay away from. Working in advertising, one of the companies I worked at, they had dealings with Harvey Weinstein, and the women would call him Creepstein. Y'all know Creepstein is coming today. So,
And how long did that go on, Mark? I mean, when did this guy go to jail? Like 2 years ago, maybe?
A year. It's been about a year.
That?
It's been a year or less than a year.
Yeah, about a year. Yeah.
And this is in the 90s when I worked at the advertising company, and I remember there's a dude who I work with. I had to question why don't roll with him because he bugging. A dude I know who was a writer. He's talking about a music artist. He's talking about Monica. Monica's supposed to be an event we going to. He said he was gonna holler at her. I was like, yo, bro, ain't she like 15? He says she shouldn't be at an adult party. I'm like, I'm gonna stay away from you.
You know what's funny? Guys? I had a conversation. With somebody. Won't use no names. Lives in my house. We got on the R. Kelly thing. Trust me, ain't no coming back from it. But the only thing that I always kept saying from day one is why ain't a lot of parents in jail with R. Kelly?
We've asked that question many times, Dom.
I'm just saying. Y'all was collecting money.
They took the payoff.
Exactly. So what's the difference?
Listen, I knew.
Everybody
knew right. My brother calling.
Yeah.
Right. If my brother Carl is still in the chat room, me and him, when that song came out and he said, "Vibe, Lisa's got it, Tina's got it, little pretty Aaliyah's got it." I was like, "Whoa, did he just say that?" And I've never bought any of his music. They let him. There's a lot of people that should be in jail along with him because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who've seen a lot of things he's done. There's a lot of people who enabled him, and did nothing.
And a lot of them are parents. You want to come out the closet now, like, you know, what was that? The R. Kelly documentary, part 16.
Surviving R. Kelly.
Yeah, Surviving R. Kelly. Y'all actually have the goal to get on a screen and tell this story, but never say what you did in between all this shit. Really?
And the check you were cashing.
If it was any one of our kids, we'd be strapped, locked, loaded, bucking shot wherever he lived, whoever he was with. I ain't saying we want to purposely kill somebody, but me and Bishop ain't gonna go on Surviving R. Kelly and say, man, you know, Max was really this, and nobody asked the question. Like,
so you just send your minor daughter on a tour with grown men,
right?
Men. It's like, dude, like, if only way something's happening to her is if something happens to me first. So somebody's got to rape me first, and all. So it ain't going down.
Right, or underage boys. Like I've read articles where certain artists have said they had start having sex when they was 13, 14, 15, and that's statutory rape because they were having sex with adult women. Like I think Usher, Bow Wow, they all say, yeah, I went on, I'm in the studio with such and such.
Justin Bieber. The list goes on and on. Here's the funny thing about what Bishop was saying and what I said earlier. If you're collecting all this money, why didn't you use any of that money to go on tour? To protect your child, to be that chaperone. We don't let kids go to high school dances. Because you don't care about your child. Yeah, most people don't let kids go to high school dances without 105 chaperones. But you gonna let your kids travel across the U.S. at 15 years old?
They won't.
Really?
They won't let them go sleep at a friend's house without going over and inspecting the damn house. But you let them go on 2,000 or 3,000 miles away. Okay.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's art, and I'm stepping in the name of love.
Okay. He stepped in it all right, and so did they. All that. Think about that guy. All that money you was getting, whether it was hush money, contract money, you didn't have enough balls to say, "All right, Max, me and you is going to go on this tour." That never entered your mind.
Right, and then you have certain entertainers and sports people. Their families are always around them, which is smart.
Yeah.
And in that case, Mark, some of these people, like, I don't know if Bishop was in Charlotte when Kemba Walker came to Charlotte. His mom lived with him, and he was a grown man when he came to Charlotte. He wasn't 15 years old. Right. And his mom stood with him in Charlotte for, I think, 1 or 2 years. He was a grown man. Here's a kid that did 4 years of college, 4 years of college. He wasn't 15 going on some whirlwind tour with somebody talking about bumping and grinding. I mean, did you read the lyrics? Did you listen to anything? I mean, did you see the dances? But you
look at some of his songs. He got one song. What's it? What's the lyric? Seems like she's ready.
Yeah. Beat. How many? I'll be honest, guys. I was a big R. Kelly fan. Probably the greatest musician of this generation. But there were so many signs with this guy. And we as outsiders,
he put it all in his records.
Right. We as outsiders were like, but now one parent did. Come on, guys.
He came out with Trapped in the Closet.
He was. And he literally was. And had people trapped in there with him. But nobody said nothing. I mean, you could come up with all the documentaries, all the stories, all of this and all that to make money and add more salt to the wound. But me seeing somebody on TV saying this, and that was your child, and you skim over with, oh, me and Bishop, we just didn't feel like getting that involved. We were getting paid, but we just didn't. We trusted our.
Yeah. Either he's that smart.
First of all, your kid's underage.
Right. Either he's that smart or they're that dumb.
Yeah. Hey guys, I gotta go. My battery's about to die. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Yo, buddy. Fellas, I'm gonna close it out. I wanna thank y'all again for rocking with us. Those who are in the various chat rooms, watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, I want to say thank you. This is In the Paint, the realest show in sports. I'm Max611. My partner's name is R. Jones. We'll be back hopefully Friday. Peace.
All right. Peace.